Namaskar and welcome to Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Our series today is Soul Connections and the topic is relationships. We have so many emails, sister, and I don't know how many to read, how many to answer. This is a very boy who wants to know something. He says, I have a problem and I'm very stressed and I am very stressed and tensed. Please help me. Let's see what he needs. I was brought up in a middle-class family. My parents have been giving me good education, but they never supported me anywhere in life. Anyway, they are so protective that they don't want me to do anything. And I always want to learn and grow. This has created a very huge gap between me and my parents. This is one of the major reasons of conflict in our house. From my childhood, I was brought up in conflict. And I am a peace-loving person. My whole career and childhood had been destroyed because of conflict in my family. I was in depression many times because of all this. Now, when I grow up, this is very important here, he says, I feel that when the most beautiful relation of my life never understood me, how can anyone can understand me in this world? And now it's become very difficult for me to move forward in life.
I think all parents listening to this email should understand that it's most of their children talking. Magnitude may vary, but most of the children feel like this. Now, if you look at it, he's put down everything in 4 lines, but the whole picture is very clear. He's put it across very clearly. They've given me very good education. They've been very protective about me. Now, let me look at it as a parent. I give very good education to my child.
And I'm also protective.
And I'm also very protective. And I feel that it's right. And I feel that I'm fulfilling my responsibility as a parent. And yet I never stopped to look at it from the perspective of a child. This email is for every parent to be able to see the perspective of their child. That when we are protective, now protective here in the sense would have been, protective is natural. For a parent to be protective about a child is natural. It's a very natural instinct to be protective, and not necessary for children. We're very protective about each other.
Even friends, relatives,
everyone,
wife, husband,
everyone.
Brother,
but
sister.
Sometimes protection can also be suffocation. We stop them from doing a lot of things that they want to do just because we perceive that they will fail or something will go wrong with them or they will experience pain or some kind of...
If I as a parent would say that I think that he will do better in this and not in this.
No, see...
Even at that time, even the parent is right.
Parent is absolutely
but
right.
Now this boy wants all the parents to see their children from their point of view.
We never ever saying that. That's what I said. It's a very natural instinct to be protective. It's a very beautiful feeling. To be protective means I don't want someone else to make a mistake. I don't want, and someone else is always someone in my close circle. It could be a close friend, it could be children, it could be parents. I don't want them to go through any kind of pain. So it's actually, we feel this is love. But then love is also liberation. Love is not bondage.
That's a nice one.
Love is freedom. Love is not suffocation. So we say, I love them, and so I want to protect them from any kind of harm, any kind of pain. But I need to also stop and check that my energy, what impact is it creating on the other soul? What happens in relationships is we see everything only from our perspective without stopping to check what is happening on the other side. This is empathy, which is missing today. Because we said that whatever we feel is right. So what is the need to check it from the other side? I'm thinking right, I'm doing right, so whatever I'm doing for the child, this is right. I don't need to stop and check. There are parents who will decide the careers, who will decide marriage partners for their children, who will take big decisions for their children. The children may be in pain. Like this boy said, I was in depression, and he's only 14 now. And he's talking about he's been in depression a couple of times. So we can say somewhere in the age group of 10 to 14, he's already experienced depression. And definitely his parents don't know about it. And many parents don't know today that their children are experiencing depression. And the cause of the child's depression is somewhere my personality. But we think we're doing right, even if it can create a result something like this. So it's very important to one, have a very open conversation with them every time, whether what I'm doing for you is actually working out right for you. There was this child who came to us she was in the 12th standard, this girl, and she was suffering from depression because her father's pressure for her to study. And he wanted her to appear for the engineering, the IIT entrance exam. And she said, there's so much pressure that when I come home, it's like I don't feel like going home anymore because I know it's that same energy. And she said, I don't even feel like studying now. And so when we called the father and we spoke to him and we said, your child's going through mild depression. You have to be very careful to even tell the parent because they take it as a insult on their own parenting. If the child is experiencing depression, so become very defensive. And when you're defensive, you don't see the picture in the right perspective. So you say, so I just told him there's a mild depression in your daughter. He said, yes, the reason is? I said, the reason is a little too much pressure on her to perform. He said, so? There are only 6 months left. If I don't put pressure now, what do you want me to do? Just let her do what she wants to do? So it was, I don't care. Because I'm so attached to this thing that what I'm doing for her is absolutely right. They will not want to check the other side. The other side could just be on the downslide. We don't want to see. The other day there was
Isn't the parent here being so harsh?
No, actually they're being very right according to them.
Isn't he being so harsh?
It's just...
See, I've seen parents exactly where I was talking just now. They think, and when the child is in depression, you know what they say? The child is never happy. Do what for him? I think so much all the time. I leave, I don't go here, I don't go there, I don't go for parties, I don't spend so much money, everything I do for you, and now he's never happy. Never happy means, why is the child depressed? Because of your
energy.
Energy.
There was another like this, I just remember there was this girl, she wanted to get married to someone, but it was an intercaste. So the parents were not ready for it. And again, it had been 3 years and she had been trying to convince her parents and they were not agreeing. And she was not mild depression, she was in depression. And she came to the center and she talked to us and we just called the parents. In those 3 years, the parents had not even met the boy even once. They even refused to meet the boy. And then while we were talking to them, I just said, just meet once, so that at least respect the choice of your daughter, at least make her feel that, you are trying. And then probably you can talk it out with her why you feel it's not comfortable for her. They just said, he's not right for her. I said, without meeting, we know what we're doing for our children. We know what is best for our children.
They haven't met the boy? No. They haven't seen the boy?
No, because it's another caste.
Okay.
So this very strong attachment to we know what is best for our child without seeing whether what we know best is getting the best result. We're not ready to see the other side. And so this child is feeling, I was not supported. Actually, if we had to talk to his parents, you'll find them wonderful parents. They must have done a lot for this boy. But it's just that the energy was not being right for the boy. So he feels not supported, he feels not understood. And look at the long-term impact that it is creating. He's losing faith in himself
and in the world
and in relationships. Because for a child, the parent is most important. And so look at the perception with which he is growing, that if the most beautiful relationship could not understand me, he feels no faith in relationships in the future.
But he's written it so very correctly, just few lines
Yes.
and perfect lines. He says this is a beautiful relationship of parents and child. First he called it very beautiful relationship. He said if they don't understand, from where only one side love comes,
Yeah.
unconditional love,
Yeah.
then how will I grow and how will I have faith in future in the world?
Because now see what happens is he's fearing relationships.
Definitely.
Now, as this child grows up, tomorrow he has friends, day after tomorrow he gets married, he has children. There's a whole series, scene after scene, relationships. But this belief system has got fitted now, which says, people don't understand me. This programming is done. Now, every time in every relationship, there will be a difference of opinion. Tomorrow when he gets married, there will be a difference of opinion. Day after tomorrow, he's working under someone. He's working with colleagues. There will be a difference of opinion. But this programming, this belief system will immediately give rise to a thought, people don't understand me. People don't understand me. He will be 50 years old tomorrow and still live with the same thought pattern. People don't understand me. People have never understood me. And then again, he's never stopped to heal himself. He always blamed the world. This is how much effect parenting can have on the personality of a child.
Very bad.
So it's very important for parents to stop and to just see whether the child is going and growing up with the right energy. To protect, but not to suffocate. Protection means let them be on the journey. In fact, even let them, allow them to walk the path that they want to walk. Just walk with them. We want them to walk the path which we want them to walk. Move where we want them to go in terms of big decisions. Sometimes they might agree, sometimes they might not agree. Let's just take care that even if they're walking another path, we're walking with them. Not that if they're not, either they should walk my path, or then okay, fine, let them go into what they want. And then the minute they fall or they have an obstacle, we'll say, see, I told you this path was not right for you. We're waiting for that time to tell them that they chose the wrong path. Role of a parent is guide, facilitator, just to hold a hand, not physically, emotionally, be there. Parent, it could be friends, it could be anyone. Not there to say, oh, we told you this is not right for you, this is right for you. And then immediately tell them, okay, now drop the idea, move where I was telling you. It's not healthy for the child.
See, I told you earlier.
I told you this, yeah.
Now you come back to me.
In
Now
fact,
you know that parents are always right.
Yeah.
I'm experienced.
We are waiting to
Why
say
don't
this
you
to
use
them.
my experience?
We're waiting to say this to them. Let's just send them this energy. Walk the path you want, but I'm always there with you. And always there means even if you have a problem, even if you're in a little pain, I'm there with you, supporting you, understanding you, not going into the pain, not being critical about you, not blaming you, but just being there for you. That support. He's missed that support.
So can he now ask his parents to sit down and three of us try to solve this problem and create a little more, positive relationships amongst
It
with
is,
them?
and the other
Or-
thing is,
Or he could meet one of centers from Brahma Kumaris.
yeah, but most of the work would have to be done between the parents and the child.
Yeah, but what will happen? Suppose so many times when there's a meeting, if a child says, I want to talk to you, they say, oh, he's always like that. They do not care for the child. They think he's just a young kid. What does he want to? You want to teach us? Are you going to talk to us? What do you want? What do you know? You know anything? I've done this. I came with zero. I gave no money in my pocket. I've done this. I know so much. So usually it's always nice to have somebody who can help this child.
Definitely.
First, this child should go and speak to one of the sisters somewhere, I think, wherever he is.
He can definitely do that. And the other thing is also, the child should also start healing himself now. See, again, expecting that they didn't understand me. Let me stop and ask myself, Did I understand that their protection was only a sign of love? It was care.
And that was genuine love.
That
from
was
them.
genuine, very genuine. Maybe I was not comfortable with it. Maybe I was not able to say anything about
Maybe
it.
the result is bad. and
Yeah,
fine.
but the energy and the intention was the purest.
That's right.
It was the most beautiful. See, it's all about each one of us
And he
changing.
calls this relationship the most beautiful relationship.
Yes.
And if it is so beautiful, why should a parent think wrong for his child?
A parent will never ever think wrong for his child, and that's
Yeah.
why it's important for children to sit back and change their thinking. You know, healing relationships,
you know.
even if one does it, it will work.
Both ways. First, the parent should also think from the child's point of view, and the child should always first think, or maybe he should have the full faith in his parents that my parents always think right for me. Maybe they're wrong right now, but from their point of view, from with the heart within, they
They're
mean
always
good for me,
right.
no?
Absolutely. That's why we said relationships are first here, they're not here. Even in this case, even though the child is so bitter right now inside, he's losing faith, if he just starts changing the way he's thinking, his relationships will get healed because he will get healed. Now what happens, he's created this belief system, they don't understand me, they don't support me, there is conflict in the house. That was a very deep sentence. And the most beautiful years of my life have been spent in conflict. But then let me remember, I was one of the people involved in the conflict.
Yeah.
So yes, there was conflict, but I was one of them.
I did participate in that. Yeah.
And even creating pain, even creating hurt is giving energy to conflict.
Yeah.
So I can't change what has been happened in the past, but today I can start looking at things differently. Instead of saying my parents don't support me, I say my parents have always supported me, but probably their way was different. And probably it was a way which I didn't think was right. But they were right in the way they were doing it.
But what if he starts first giving them love and this kind of a positive energy?
This is love, na?
No,
When
this
I create
boy,
this thought,
from within,
Yeah.
he can start saying that my parents always loved me. It was a phase where I did not understand. That was a phase and that's over. Now from today, I'll send them my best energy so that, in return, he'll get the better energy from the
actually
parents.
energy coming from there is already very beautiful.
I know, but from his point of view, this.
See, a lot of problems in relationships are only because of our way of thinking.
No, but here then I do not understand that if they are sending good energy to the child, why is he not receiving that good one? Why is he thinking that the parents are not giving me good one?
See, we're going to be talking from both the perspectives. One perspective is we saw what the parents can do. How the parents need to be protective but be guiding, not suffocating. How the parents need to empathize with children. Stop and always keep checking whether what they're doing is creating the right result. Their energy is always right. Parents can never ever create wrong intentions for the child. At least in this one relationship, it should never happen. The intentions are always pure. Methods could be sometimes question mark. Let each one take up the responsibility. Sit, even these 4 lines, if this boy just takes his own email all over again and just changes all these 4 lines. My parents don't understand me, change. Let me understand my parents.
Okay.
My parents have not supported me. My parents have always supported me, only at times they didn't let me do what I wanted to do. And they were doing
also,
it for my
they
good.
wanted me to do the things they thought were right.
But that was only for my good.
Yeah.
So they love me. They've supported me. It's just that both of us were not being able to see each other's perspective, and that's why we called it conflict. When 2 people are not able to see each other's perspective, it's conflict. When 2 people are able to see each other's perspective, it's harmony. It's only that. So now instead of closing the window with all these negative thinking, if he changes his thoughts, he'll be able to see their perspective. And if he starts seeing their perspective, they will also start seeing his perspective. Energy will change.
That's right.
One person has to start.
Shall we go to the second one?
Sure.
Here is another 14-year-old boy. And he says he's doing very, very well academically. that becomes a reason for my classmates to resent me because he's doing very well in his studies probably. You have said, he's talking of one of your episodes, that what each person does is correct in his opinion, from his point of view. But is jealousy a fruitful decision? You have said in most of your episodes that whatever a person does, from his point of view, is right. So he says that if somebody is jealous,
Is he right?
is he right? And he says, I'm tired of those whom I thought as they were my friends, shrugging cold shoulders at me. I am in dire need of a true friend who would not like me by my grades, but me as a person. I am by nature an introvert, and however sad I may be, I don't put my emotions on display. And I think he's displaying here.
He's a 14-year-old child.
Yeah, that makes my family think that I am indifferent to every situation. I am truly inspired by your philosophy, and I am resolute not to create a scene for revenge. I don't want revenge at all. I just want to be happy. Please help me.
When you read these kind of emails, it's important for all of us to understand that how deeply children are thinking. And there's so much that's going on inside them. No, but there's so much going on inside them, and we're saying, look at the children of today.
Deeply hurt.
Yes, and we would not think that a child could be thinking like this.
Look at his thought. He says, I want somebody, a true friend, who doesn't care for my grades, whether I come first in class or what, but be a true friend. He should see not my grades or my money or whatever extra.
Now this is
see
something.
my personality.
This is something we would think that we would experience after we are 30 or 40. That people understand us and be with us for who we are and not for what we have achieved. But for a 14-year-old child to feel like this. Now his first question was that you say on the program, on the Brahma Kumari's program, is that everyone is right in their own perspective. So how can jealousy be right? One is, if I am jealous of someone, it just means that I feel inferior. I feel incapable. I feel less deserving. I feel deprived of what the other people are getting around me. Now, all these feelings of being deprived, less deserving, not worthy of what others have got is a very weak feeling. It makes me very, very low. If this boy is low, that other people are jealous of him, but does he understand how low those boys must be who are jealous of him? So when I am so low because I feel I'm not getting what this person has got because of his grades, I do behave differently. I may be talking behind his back, I may not be very nice to him in the front, which he's
lost a lot of friends, he says.
Yeah, but which he sees as jealousy, but if he sees it from the other side, it's actually a very low feeling. They are in a lot of pain, probably more pain than him. At least he's got his marks. They have both.
He is in a better
position. The low
position,
marks and also the low feeling. So when we say each one is right from their own perspective, we're just trying to understand that when someone is feeling like this, not having got what they wanted, their behavior does tend to be different. They will behave in a little way which we do not like. They might talk behind our back. They might say things about us which are not true, but they're saying all that only because they are in a little low feeling. That's when we say that everyone's right from their perspective. If I'm feeling low, don't expect very nice words from me. Don't expect very good behavior from me. I'm obviously going to behave like this. Now it's important for this boy to understand that they're going through this, and let him understand that if he remains stable, does not perceive it as jealousy, but understands their feeling of not having achieved what he's got, he will not feel bad. He will feel compassion. And his compassion will help that soul, the friends or the other students, to heal themselves. Even if it doesn't heal them, it at least keeps him protected. I can't heal everyone around me who's going through this up and down. But when I understand that, yes, I understand they haven't got what I've got. They want what I've got. I understand that feeling like this must be happening when you don't get it. So I understand what they're going through. Okay. So when I feel that I understand what they're going through, I don't hate them.
Yeah, now he has to see the whole thing from their point of view also.
This is all that's there in relationships, understanding that they are in pain. So you remain protected because you don't create hurt. Now in terms of true friend, who takes me as I am, it's not about they accepting me as I am. Friendship is about me accepting them as they are. So if he goes around with people and interacts with people and accepts them as they are, then very soon he's going to have a lot of people.
All that jealousy will dissolve.
Absolutely. That's where it is. Until
so now this boy should accept all those people who are jealous of him as they are.
Yeah.
Fine. At least I have better marks and I'm in a better position. And instead of feeling low and bad about it, I should feel that I should accept those kids, the other friends of mine, who do not have better marks than me.
And even cooperate with them.
And help them study.
That's what, cooperate with them. Cooperation would create good energy amongst people. It's also when we do well and we tend to just alienate ourselves from everyone else. And especially because we feel that they're jealous of us, we move away. But he could probably go out of his way to cooperate with them. Then he will be healed. And when he heals himself, he will find that they're all friends.
To accept a person who is jealous of you as he is, whatever he's doing, and understand that that person also needs something and is not in a...
jealousy is not a very nice word. When I say that you're jealous of me, I don't like you. But when I see it, that you're just feeling low because you haven't got what I've got, and I can understand what you're going through, it just changes my perspective of looking at you.
Yeah, I'm luckier than you.
No, not only that.
Then.
I can understand what you're going through, and probably if I was in your position, I would have gone through the same. So it just connects with more beautiful energy. It feels better. We're more compassionate towards that soul. And we don't go into our own ego and say, oh, I've achieved more and they're jealous of me. This could be very damaging for that child, because then he could grow up with this image about himself that people are jealous of me.
That all life, this can be a problem all his life.
Absolutely.
So finally we have to always see in relationship from the other person's point of view.
Remain stable and see the other perspective.
Thank you so much, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.